It's Virtual NAMM 2021 at Geekazine.com. Continuing coverage of CES 2021 Virtual, Jeffrey Powers here. I'm here with Corey of Audio-Technica. How's it going, Corey?
Hey, doing pretty good today, Jeff. How you doing?
It's doing great. It looks like you're in your studio and you got some really cool gear behind you, from drums to see a guitar, and then I see a little what are those? That's a cigar box guitar back there, right?
Yep, sure is. So this is my kind of hybrid home studio and temporary work from home space.
That's awesome. So why don't you tell everybody who you are, what part you play in the company, and then we'll start talking about some cool Audio-Technica gear stuff.
Yeah, so currently I'm the assistant marketing manager for our consumer division. So if you're not familiar with Audio-Technica, we kind of play in a bunch of different markets, from pro audio, wireless microphones, high-end studio mics and headphones, all the way into turntables and audiophile headphones, and more of the gear that's focused on personal listening and home enjoyment is kind of the markets that I pertain to. I've been with the company about 8 years, and as you can see, I'm a musician, so it's a perfect fit. It's a great place to work.
Awesome. It's always fun to work at a place that you enjoy what you do, and go from there. So, okay, we've been in lockdown and we've been trying to figure out this whole virtual thing back and forth. And you guys, being in the audio industry, you probably have been fielding tons of questions from people like, how do I set up my home studio? What type of headphones do you use? What type of microphones do I use? Any advice if anybody's kind of late to the game, which they have been in some cases? Any way to beef up their systems as they go for headphones or microphones?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as I'm sure you're aware, there's any number of different ways you can go about doing that. A lot of it is budget dependent. But that's kind of where Audio-Technica seems to shine, is we provide a great value and a really great product for the price that you pay. So anything from the $99 2020 XLR microphone, if you're just getting started, with a home studio, all the way up to our 50 series, which is in the $2,000 and $3,000 range. So, we do have some resources on our website that can kind of help you make some decisions, and we also have what we call our audio solutions department at the office, and they're there 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, basically fielding questions not just from dealers and customers of ours, but from end users who are looking to troubleshoot something, or if they have just basic questions about setting up a system or setting up an interface and a microphone and that kind of thing. So I would highly recommend, again, checking out the website and just give us a call if you have any specific questions. We'll definitely point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 2100 microphone for any type of home use. Simply if you are using it with a mixer or using it for USB input, and you have two versions of that, right?
Yes, the 2005 and the 2100, like we were talking about. Yeah,
and there's no difference between the two except just how they look, correct?
Yeah, it's basically the same mic. The 2100X, the newer version of the 2100, we did increase the sample rate on it, so you can record it at 24-bit up to 192K. So it does have the option for a little higher resolution files.
Okay. Do you have any condenser microphones that look like this that are crossover hybrid type microphones?
Yeah, so I have this the 2020 USB Plus mic here. This one's been around for a little while. This is kind of we market it more towards a more professional audience than some of the consumer level mics.
Go ahead and show that again.
Great. It's a side address studio condenser. So it's the sensitivity on this thing, it really picks up a lot of the natural detail and voice or instruments. It is USB. There's no drivers required. You just plug this thing into the computer and you're off to the races and ready to go. So that's good for, people who are just starting out. They don't know what external gear they might need if they're buying an XLR mic and that kind of thing. So, this thing has been around a while, and you'll, probably see it stick around for a while in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's a really good mic. I've used it several times in podcasts and in live streams as well. So let's flip over to the headphone end of things. You got a couple products there that you want to show off for anybody looking for better sound, hearing sound.
Yeah, so the M50X BT right here, a lot of people probably recognize this. It's kind of got the, at this point, the iconic silver ring on the ear cup here. So this was actually, the M50 was originally designed as a studio monitor headphone. And then it just sounded so good and was comfortable and looked great that it really started crossing over into the consumer channel, just, for not necessarily professional musicians who are in the studio all the time, but just people who are looking for an affordable set of headphones that sounds great for everyday personal listening. So we jumped it from the wired version to the Bluetooth version a couple years ago. And that's really become our best-selling wireless headphone to this day.
Okay. Is it a Bluetooth or is it a crossover so you can plug a wire in to
yeah, it is Bluetooth, but there is an optional wired connection as well.
Okay. What's the size of the drivers on those?
It's 45 on the M50s.
Okay. Yeah. And what's the frequency range?
It's definitely 20 to 20. I think there's you get a little bit of extra in the low end.
Okay.
Forgive me, without looking at it, it's been a while since I've looked at the actual frequency response on them, but it's somewhere you get the full range of audio reproduction from 20 to 20 and beyond.
Okay. And then of course on the Bluetooth, is it Bluetooth 4, I'm assuming?
Or did you update to 5 on the 50s? Yeah.
You did update to Bluetooth 5. Awesome. And what's the battery life on those?
You get 40 hours on a single charge.
That's awesome. So a couple plane rides before you even have to plug them into the charger. So
yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. And then do you have an app that can tune those, or is it?
Yeah, so we do have what's called the Audio-Technica Connect app, and similar to other apps on the market, where as we're going, we're making improvements to it. So at the moment, there's no EQ, but that be on the lookout for something like that in the very near future. That's something that's under development and is already kind of working with some of our other true wireless headphones at the moment. Okay.
Now, for those that don't want over-the-ear headphones, you also have some in-ear stuff, correct?
Yeah. So obviously, everybody knows true wireless is kind of the growth category with headphones. You see everybody with AirPods and completely wireless headphones. So Audio-Technica, we have a few kind of main models in this market for right now. One of the newer ones is this ANC 300. And this is a digital hybrid noise canceling earbud. So it's definitely kind of, geared towards travelers, commuters, people who are on airplanes all the time. It does have that digital hybrid, so you get a feedback and feed forward microphone. So it's just, provides the optimal level of noise cancellation for whatever scenario you find yourself in.
Okay. And it's also Bluetooth 5, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. What's the latency on that? Could I actually be using that to record track or anything?
I'm not sure if I would use it for recording, because there is, split second latency. But if you're just doing, it works pretty great on Zoom calls and Skype calls and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you need, zero latency monitoring, like in a studio type situation, then, you might run into some issues there.
So you might want to get a solution like the over the ear. Yeah, definitely. So, and of course you said it runs through the app, so you can control a little bit how it sounds. So let's talk about the cost. How much does that cost?
The ANC 300s are $199. We also have the CKS 5s at $119 and the CK3s at $99.
What's the difference between the three?
So the sonic signature is going to be a little bit different, obviously, on all three of them. Whereas, the most expensive has that digital hybrid noise cancellation, whereas the CKS 5 here, this is kind of in our solid bass category. So definitely, a lot of extra emphasis in the low end if you're into hip hop or EDM or, those styles of music. These things really pack a punch. Also have app support, and the CK3s, these are kind of just, cut and dry. There's no app support. You just pair them up and turn them on, and they work. And these actually, to me, they sound the best because I like a nice, smooth, natural frequency response for listening to, jazz and blues and, acoustic type music. So,
and that
really
pair was
kind of pick your poison, whatever your ear kind of prefers.
And that pair was the one you chose. Which one is that?
Yeah, this is the CK3, $99.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And then the over the ear headphones, how much are those?
The M50X BT is $179.
Okay. Awesome. And anything else you want to show off, or any thoughts of what you're planning for this year at all, or no?
No, I mean, I guess it's worth mentioning, our turntable business has completely exploded, really in the last, 4 or 5 years, but especially, since COVID and lockdowns, when people are just looking for different ways to, to entertain themselves at home. And with the lack of concerts and shows and stuff, like what better way to, get you as close to the artist and to the music as possible than a good old fashioned analog listening experience.
Oh yeah, there's so much more in the analog listening experience, like collecting the vinyl and cataloging the vinyl, and then of course taking a look at all the artwork and all the information on side of there. So I miss those days, and yet I don't, because then I have more space in my house. But
yeah,
it's a question of what you want. Yeah,
it's a slippery slope collecting vinyl. I know from experience.
Absolutely. So. All right. Well, audiotechnica.com for all the information here. And any other questions?
No, I think I'm good if you are, Jeff.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much, Corey, for your time. And you have a great CES.
Thanks, Jeff. You do the same.
And NAMM for that matter, because you're going to be at both shows. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Always.
Thanks a lot for watching this video by Geekazine. If you're over on geekazine.com or youtube.com/Geekazine. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. Until next time, you guys geek out and take care.